Do you think it comes from like the psychological relentlessness, or physically just having too many things in, or emotionally and mentally not actually switching off? Is there
Yeah.
kind of one big trigger, or is it an
There's
accumulation?
all of those things, and I think that's the hard thing about it, is that, when we're in burnout, we need to reassess all of the different systems in our lives. We need to look at, emotionally, where am I putting out? Are we actually just expending a ton of emotion on social media, feeling heartbreak over stories that people are sharing that we don't even know? Are we, and often this is the way that I think the ways that we think we are resting, we're actually further exhausting ourselves. So when we're on social media and we think, oh, I'm resting, I'm like horizontal and I'm just tapping around on my phone, isn't this lovely? Because what we don't realize is two things that are exhausting in that moment. One is our nervous system is poised because we do not know whether we're going to see someone's traumatic story or a funny dog video, that will have us laughing. So we're literally kind of braced because we do not know what we're going to see next. And the second reason it's exhausting is that our brain has to process all of that stuff, like having a massive Sunday lunch. We just eat all that amazing food, and then afterwards your body's got to process it all, right? It's got to work through it all, and we feel the weight of that. We feel it. And it's the same when we're consuming huge amounts of information, more than any generation before us, in such a short amount of time. Our brain has to process, what if this is useful? Where do I store this? What do I do with it? And it's a big call on our resources. And then another reason it kind of takes away is that often it takes away from connection, relationships, right? And they are giving to us. Relationships give to us. They give us oxytocin, which is the hormone that is the antidote to cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So we need relationships, and I think what we're doing is we're spending all our social energy on little interactions and little insights into people's lives, and we're kind of frittering it away. So when we have a good mate that goes, "Do you want to come out?" We're like, "Nah, I've got nothing left." So I don't think we realize how much, even in the ways that we're choosing to rest, we're being robbed of exactly what we need, and we're actually, being even more depleted. So I think it's becoming mindful of just how much we're
Yeah.
we're using all the time.
It's a very sneaky system, isn't it? The social media that ticks off enough of the social cues, the social requirements of friendship, of
Yeah.
dopamine, of laughing, of, feeling sad, of feeling excited because these influencers you don't know got engaged, and oh my gosh, and you have this kind of connection with all of these people that don't know you, but it actually is that surface level where you neglect everything else, just as you say, because they don't know you. They're not asking you how you are, and there's not any of that. Like, if you put all your time into online friendships or online kind of following people and keeping up with their lives,
Mm.
suddenly you're having a really, really tough time. And who do you speak to? Do you think with that there's been a rise in the demand for therapy because people don't feel as heard as they have previously?
Mm. Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot in the therapy world about Chat GPT therapy. People just seeking therapy through Chat GPT because it's a media and it's normally fairly kind and supportive and quick to respond. But there are lots of ethical challenges with that, lots of ethical challenges, but it just
What are they?
shows
What are the
just
challenges?
the fact that, Chat GPT doesn't know you. It doesn't know your kind of your medical history. It doesn't know the nuances. It's not looking at your body language. It's not, it's often a bit of an echo chamber where it kind of just feeds back what it knows you want to hear. And I'm sure it feels very soothing to people, but it's missing out on a lot of nuance of the human connection, which is really what we're craving. We just want to feel. We have a very deep human need to feel seen, right? And we're seen by so many people. You can put up a post that will be seen by tens of thousands of people, but that's so surface level. We end up feeling like a bit of an imposter in our own lives, in the sense that people are seeing a version of us, or they're seeing this kind of external part, but actually, what about the bit of you that just feels like you can't? What about the bit of you that is scared? What about the bit of you that is anxious? What about the bit of you that is just lonely? No one's seeing that. So that gap between what we're showing the world and what we actually know is going on inside of us becomes bigger and bigger. And that's why there's like a loneliness epidemic. We've never been so connected, so many people ever, but we've never been so disconnected from ourselves and from people to the depth that we need to feel seen and valued and accepted. And I think, yeah, I've got an anchor tattooed on my wrist, and it's this little reminder that, doing so much work online, it's so easy to just be pulled into opinion, pulled into kind of being accepted by what people think. And it's this anchor that just reminds me that I am loved by those people who know me most, those people that see my dark corners and my rough edges and see my toxic traits, because we all have them, and people that see me on my bad days and in my wobbly moments and all of that, and they love me and they accept me. But I can only really anchor myself in that if I allow that to happen, if I nurture those relationships, if I allow myself to feel seen. And that's like a muscle, right? And if we're not exercising that muscle, it's so much easier just to keep, I guess, looking at the outside of everyone else's lives and showing the outside of yours and just connecting on that level.